the worst part about when I've noticed when we have like a week and a half or so for the show?
Forget how we do it?
Forget how to do it, yeah. Sitting here, I'm like, all right, what do we do? What do we talk about?
Usually we start with an intro kind of like this. Hey, YouTube, how's it going? Welcome to another fabulous episode of the Morning After Music Show, aka MAMS. I am your host, Cody, joined with me by Brett.
Hi.
And this time, no one else. It's
just
been
us.
a busy week. Been through a few states over the past week. Not states of being, but like physical states. You know those lines that are drawn in the sand, Brett? Are you familiar with states?
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen
Cool.
some. Yeah.
Let me tell you. They got some mountains out there in them hills.
They do.
Yeah.
You get to see the ones where you're like, you wake up and you're like with the clouds because you're just so high up there.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Saw them. They were beautiful. And
That's true.
That's true. And while we're driving through the mountains and the hills, Brett, you had us listen to a little album called Odd Soul by a little band after my own heart called Mutemath.
Yeah. I like this album.
You know? Ooh, I like what you did with the font and everything. That's pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I've been trying to match the album a little bit more, you know?
Yeah. Well, your hard work is recognized.
Oh, thank you.
Here and on Germer D. Go watch that new episode of Germer D featuring the 8.6. Na.
It's actually right there.
Yeah, in Lego form. Brett, you picked this album. You're much more familiar with this band than I. Please take us away. You have a question.
I do. So when Mutemath has always been, especially around that time, it was a big influence for me. But it was a weird way that I found them. It was for the song Typical. It was when that song came out, but it was in the MX versus ATV game.
Ooh.
And that was like where I went to for soundtracks back then. And it had that song. And I was like, what is this? This is really cool. And like, I remember you even asked my dad, I was like, Dad, who's Mutemath? Like, who is this band? And yeah, ever since I just, they put something out and I'm listening to it. It's just this happens to be my favorite one that they did, overall. So
Really? Why is that?
I don't know. Honestly, that's what like I was trying to think of before the show of like why this album, because like we're talking about like Black Keys and 21 Pilots and stuff like that. It's like I don't
Not generally things you deal with.
I don't listen to those bands. But like, and obviously the influences are there. But I don't know. There's just something about this. It just the right timing, I guess. That was 2011, right?
2011. Yes, correct.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, and that was when the first White Fang was getting written. Was around that time.
The first of many.
the first of 8,000, and yeah, that was just I don't know. There was something about it that just kind of really inspired me to get into other things outside of the metal stuff. Yeah, that was a big time of me getting outside of metal. And this was a big
exploring a little bit.
Yeah, like this, Deer Hunter and Minus the Bear, Manchester Orchestra. That was what got me out of metal and just actually like listen to something else.
Gotcha. Yeah, my first time hearing about them was probably you.
Really?
Probably. That or like Pandora, they came on the stations that you mentioned. But that was my other big question. I mentioned earlier, I had a big question.
Yes.
Why did these guys not get bigger? In the same sense that 21 Pilots, Black Keys, Arctic Monkeys, they're all kind of doing the same sound around the same time. Not 21 Pilots, that's different. Sure. But like Black Keys, Arctic Monkeys, AM era, like.
I think because
why not Mutemath?
These guys were very experimental at the time.
Yeah, you can't go outside of a 4/4.
You can't do that.
It's not allowed.
So like I've mentioned it quite a few times on the show. This album in particular was the best show I've ever seen as far as a live concert. And we got to see one of the videos. It actually showed a lot of the the hockey puck thing that he was on and that like cardboard cutout drum triggered pad that he just throws in the crowd. You know, like you just got to see all that stuff, and you know, it was cool. It's a really engaging show. And you can definitely see, you know, the 21 Pilots influence as far as the live performance and stuff goes.
How they were influenced by people.
Right.
Yeah.
And but at the time, no one was doing that.
Yeah, closest you got was probably A Day to Remember with their giant fucking inflatable ball thing that they did.
And that doesn't leave Warped Tour at that time either.
Yeah.
You know? They were on 97X because it's local, you know, they weren't on the radio all over the place, not near as frequently.
And even then, it was only at night at certain times of the evening.
Yep. You'd hear all at one.
You ain't hearing them.
Yeah.
Yep. Or Have Faith in Me. I heard that once.
Yeah, I heard that one.
All right, let's get into it.
They're also like, for this show, like, so when I saw them for this, they played the entire album, top to back. This was a brand new album too. Like, it just come out. So bands don't usually do the entire album like that, and the entire time they're all switching instruments with each other. Like mid song, they're like, bassist is like, here, I'm gonna throw the bass, someone catch it. I gotta go play keys real quick. Like, you know, like it's just how it was, but it worked flawlessly. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was their first album without one of their founding guitarists, so the remaining three took it upon themselves to just all play guitar, including the drummer.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is Odd Soul, Mutemath's third studio album. It was released October 4th, 2011, with 13 tracks, clocking in at a cool 50 minutes and 18 seconds. The performers of which were, of course, Paul Meany, a New Orleans native, after my own heart, on the vocals, keyboards, and guitar, Darren King on the drums and guitar, and Roy Mitchell Cardenas on the bass and guitar. So yeah, everyone, including drummer, guitar duties. They also completely produced it, totally independent of the record label as well. They had record label distribution and all that stuff, but in the studio, all them.
See, you can kind of tell that too, because like what I was talking about earlier with this album too, like it sounds different than the two albums before this. You know, this is not like Typical would not go on this album.
No,
you know, it's the same band. You can tell it's the same band, but like it's miles apart as far as sound. You know, just what they're going for.
It'd be like one of the later Linkin Park songs being on Meteora or something.
Right,
like that.
right. Yeah, you're not going to hear heavy on Meteora.
Absolutely not. So yeah, they produced it. They also Paul also mixed and mastered it. I assume master. I didn't see a master credit anywhere, but Chad Blake also helped with the mixing. He's worked with a bunch of people like Al Green, Arctic Monkeys, Bonnie Raitt, Elvis Costello, Fiona Apple, Gerard Way, Pearl Jam, Peter Gabriel, Phantom Planet, Fish, Sheryl Crow, Black Keys, okay. Tracy Chapman, and U2.
Oh, I can see.
And then, and then also Grammy-winning Doug McKean. Second time we've seen this on the show because he also worked on The Black Parade.
Okay.
He worked with bands in the 90s such as Live and Goo Goo Dolls, Smash Mouth. He worked with Phil Collins. He was on American Idiot by Green Day. Less Than Jake.
We like that one.
We do like that one. Isley, Sum 41. Dave Matthews Band, Brand New Eyes by Paramore and Echo Smith. Now, unfortunately,
I thought this was this song. I thought it was a remix of our theme song. I was like, no way.
That'd be pretty funny. No, they all sound the same.
They do.
He unfortunately died at the end of July, on July 31st this year. So his last credit is the new, currently, is the new Maya Kem song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The last thing he worked on. And then the singles, official singles, were Odd Soul and Blood Pressure, but a couple of the other songs also got videos for them.
Oh, they got videos, just weren't
published officially
the same.
Yeah, that's a distinction some reason, I don't know.
Huh.
But
weird.
Yeah, there we go, Brett. Kind of already started talking about it, but you like this album, I guess? I do.
It's a groove, man. Like, it's a groove. 70s sound. Like I'm not this side of the 70s sound. I'm not a huge, it's not that I don't like that stuff. Like I like it when I hear it. It's just I don't go out of my way to listen to this kind of stuff. It's just there was something about the package of hearing where Mutemath was coming from. Also, so kind of having that like influence to it to be like, okay, I can get over this weird boundary I have of not wanting to listen to 70s music, and just accept that this is a groove. It helps that it sounds really good. The quality is really good. And I don't know. They were. Mutemath is a cool band. Like I was able to nerd out about them a lot of the time too. I thought it was cool. Like for the tour, for instance, all those instruments were all like used Craigslist instruments they got for like the cheapest thing possible, just to to get on tour and to help someone out, that needed money. They would do stuff like that. It's like they were nice guys. That was a nice touch. Kind of to get behind them. I don't know.
Yeah, I felt like the way you describe that right now about like nerding out about them and all that stuff is very much at the same time how Jordan and I were with 21 Pilots. We were very early on into them before anyone gave a shit about them.
Right.
Not to be a hipster or anything, but we were showing everyone.
I definitely remember that.
Because they were just doing shit that was different. It's very you could definitely see how the friendship grew and where the influences were, especially the fact that 21 Pilots coming out with their debut or major label debut around this time. They're 3 albums into it, and 21 Pilots you can hear are more influenced by the previous albums.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
The Armistice, which, as I got to take a picture of, famously the album artwork was Armstrong Park in New Orleans.
It was.
I walked by and I'm like, hey, yeah, remember I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Tatiana also had similar feelings about it. Very 70s, especially in Walking Paranoia.
I'm gonna turn this down.
Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, there it went.
Oh, it's just
silence.
Closed.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
Why did
her
you do
first
that?
introduction was also the self-titled album, specifically Reset. So Odd Soul is like a weird new sound for her because she hasn't really listened to this album before. And she really
Reset
liked
was
Equals.
that stuff that I was playing just before
The
we
EP.
started, which was a very chilled,
Very different.
very different sound.
But she did, it does remind her a lot of Black Keys. Love the raspiness in the guitar and the mix with the drums and everything. So she was very just, enjoying it. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's the best album ever, but it's a vibe, dude. Like I said, when you're driving and you're chill, you're trying to chill, you're going on for a long cruise, you just want to like hang out with someone or just kind of just enjoy the moment kind of thing. Great background music.
Yeah, great for driving through mountains. Really set the vibe. I was just sitting there like, oh, okay. Where am I going? Doesn't matter. I got Mutemath.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're good. You're fine.
You got a New Orleans band with a bunch of New Orleans people in the car. It's fine. It's great. Yeah, overall, this album is it's a jam. And, that old school feel is like, it's fresh without feeling derivative, It's not like they're just putting on the persona. It's like, oh, they're trying to create something. They're trying to modernize this old sound.
It's like Random Access Memory for Daft Punk.
Exactly.
Here's the 70s sound, but
the psychedelic stuff.
The psychedelic, on the other side of it. But it's, we're going to make it sound modern. It's going to actually sound good. It's going to be not just half-assed because that's kind of what they did back then.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to be tripping on drugs when they walk into the studio. That's after they leave the studio.
After when they're going home, like responsible adults.
Yes, exactly.
No, they might not be tripping on drugs, but you know what they are tripping on? Jesus.
There
are a lot of religion, in these lyrics, and I was thinking they're very critical. But reason I asked you off camera if they were like a super Christian band or not is because I saw one of the reviews that Wikipedia had was from Christianity Today. We'll get into that. But so I was like, now wait a minute. I heard a lot of Jesus stuff. I thought it was going one way. Is it going the other? Turns out that the band was formed out of the ashes of a Christian band, so they do have those ties. But you know how like Under Oath is very like
nowadays.
We're good. Yeah. That's Mutemath now. That's Mutemath with this album, especially.
So there's the cross on his tie.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the like, hey, this is, we support this, but like.
No, it's more indicative of pointing out the darkness, the not good parts of that, the Southern Baptist kind of. Right. Yeah. Like
they know that there's realities to this.
Yeah. You're not supposed to look at the cover of Odd Soul and be like, oh yeah, that's a guy I trust. That's why his face is all fucked up. Particularly in Blood Pressure, which was the lead single. I didn't know that. Darren, the drummer, said, I was raised in a good home. I was raised in a small town right in the middle of America. But there were these movements. One of these was called Teen Mania, and Acquire the Fire was another one. And we would go to these Christian youth events, and there would be a lot of talk about becoming God's army and becoming, quote, world changers, which is a term they used a lot. I felt a lot of pressure, and you feel a lot of pressure as a kid to change the whole world. As a teen, you felt like you had to change the people around you and make everyone else feel just like me. But what if I'm awful? So it can wear you out a little bit as a kid. No shit. And I guess that's what the song's about, getting worn out by not feeling perfect and trying to make everyone else perfect too. So right there, you're kind of feeling that youth group pressure, of like, they're like, oh, you got to make sure everyone's Christian, or you got to save everyone's soul, blah, blah, blah.
It reminds me of when I was a kid and I would do the church summer camps, and I remember them talking about how for the rapture that there would be a war and that we all need to be prepared for the war and get ready and start like battle prepping.
Yeah, and you're back then you're like, yeah, you guys are weird. Nowadays it's like, oh, you guys still believe that, and you're like, almost there. Cool. Yep. You guys think what's happening right now is what's happening? Yeah. They also talk about in Walking Paranoia, which makes light of the extremism in Christianity, and then in No Time, they're talking about it's certainly a cop-out to let someone do all your thinking and believing for you, but I've decided at this point in my life it's also a cop-out to just pretend it's all stupid. When you're a little kid and you lose a game, so you just kick the game over and say, this is stupid. I can't do that. And, that was him talking about his relationship with religion at the time.
Interesting.
So, a lot of the coming to age, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Of being like, hey, I know being Christian was, passable before. Nowadays, though, and that was 11 years ago.
Yep. No, I mean, even for Josh and I and our group of friends back then, we were going through that kind of stuff too. And those next few years were big on realizing that we're kids, that we were all raised in the church. That's I heard praise the Lord, how to yo. Like I heard that every fucking weekend. But I don't want to hear that anymore, and it's not that good.
No, you start looking at it and you're like, hey, none of this makes sense.
Yeah, when my dad had to stop talking to his friend because his friend growing up, they all listen to the same music, they're all big fans of Queen and just all that random King Crimson and all that shit, and my dad's friend, he started getting heavily involved in the church and burned all of his vinyls.
That's cool.
Yep, burned them all. My dad's like, what are you doing? He's like, well, they go against the church. He's like, then give them to me. Like, why are you burning them, you piece of shit? Like,
you already spent the money. Capitalism already won.
Yeah, you already. What is that gonna do?
You just look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And you got burnt rubber everywhere. Fucking dumbass.
Oh, did my TV turn off? You piece of shit.
Man, you were just having a whole time.
I am.
Your ghosts are attacking you now.
Yeah, I do.
Did you have anything else to say before I moved on to the podcast within a podcast?
No, I'm good. I'm just going to turn on YouTube, kind of. I'm going to try to.
Well, while you do that, we're gonna blue skidoo if we can too. Into View Skewed, a review the podcast within a podcast where I've gone through and found a bunch of old reviews for this old album. It's not that old, it's only 11 years old, but whatever. Let's find out what the internet thought. AbsolutePunk.net gave it a 9.5. AllMusic have it at an 8. Christianity Today, 8.
An 8?
Yeah, I guess they didn't actually pay attention to the lyrics. They just heard Jesus. So that's good enough for me.
Oh, they saw the cross on the cover. They're like, we're good.
They're from New Orleans. There's a cross on here. Oh, hell yeah.
We're fine.
They're racist just like me. Pop Matters gave it a 6. Contact Music gave it a 7. Metacritic's user average was an 8.7, which is very good. AP gave it a 9. Rate Your Music had a 6.78. This dude on a WordPress site called Merlot23 gave it a 9.
That's, yeah, I had to check that.
Check that.
Check that.
Album of the Year was 7.4. Entertainment Weekly was 8.3. The Arkansas Traveler.
Hell yeah.
You're an 8.5. Louder Than Music gave it a fucking full-on solid 10. And Music Board gave it a 7.6. And then over here on the YouTube, Mr. Mooney1235 gave it an 8.5.
Really?
So,
These are all pretty good reviews. I don't know about
good reviews.
The 6 is a bit much.
Yeah, but Rate Your Music, that's like a fucking 10.
Yeah, true. True.
So yeah, where do you think it lies?
8.2.
Aw, Brett, you're so close. It's an 8.15.
Oh, fucking hell.
You almost got there.
Yeah, that was close.
Almost got there. Well, alrighty then. That's enough about the internet. Get the fuck off the internet. Let's get into our brains. Brett, let me know what you think.
I think that the songwriting and lyrics, I'm just going to go through them real quick. They're good. They're good. Especially now, it's kind of helped me influence the score a little bit, you know, that we were talking about them. Big fan. Like that. I like that it's, you know, it could be about religion, but it could also be about, you know, understanding it and questioning yourself and, you know, just trying to figure out, find your own place. Good. No, I like that. Musicianship, like I said, really good. I don't think they do the most technical of things of all time. The drummer has always been a big influence for me. So he always gets bonus points. But especially the fact, like, after seeing them live and seeing them all switch the instruments live and still in, like, you wouldn't know.
Nothing ever happened.
You would never. Yeah, the song never stops. You know, I gave him a lot. It's not a perfect 10. I gave him like a 9.5 or something like that though.
Okay.
I gave him something very, very high. Production wise, again, it's not a perfect score. I can hear, you know, it's maybe a little too dead sounding at times. It sounds like, you know, like they do the small closed room kind of sound. You know, no reverb, just a flat sound. And that's cool sometimes, but sometimes it's a little. It makes me feel like I'm also in a small room, and I don't want to do that. I don't know. So but it's still, I gave him like a 9 for that because it still sounds really good. Overall originality, gave it like an 8 or so because it's not unoriginal, but it's Mutemath. You know, like it's still different. It's still different enough that they can stand on its own, I think. And the memorability, I remember all of it.
Yeah,
I remember every fucking, yeah. I remember this one. So my overall came out to a 9.1.
Wow, 9.1.
Yeah.
Hell
I think the memorability definitely is helping that score out a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
But because I was expecting it to be around like that, you know, the meme at 8.6 or something like that. But I'll take 9.1 because, again, big fan of this. This is a huge influence for me, this album.
All right.
I'm cool with that.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go through Tati's real fast and then touch on mine.
Cool.
She said for songwriting, she gave it a 7.5. The lyrics are fun for a lot of songs, but they didn't really necessarily stand out to her. Musicianship, she said it stand out the most. and where you can hear the soul of it and where the memorability comes from. So for that one, she gave it an 8.7. Production is not as clean as she prefers, but that's just a preference, so gave it a 7.7. Originality, this album reminds her a lot of the Black Keys in 2011, especially in Odd Soul, so I'm going to go with a 7. And then memorability, I like the songs, but they didn't stick to her as much as she would like, so she gave them a 7.2, bringing her average score to a 7.62. So not a bad album. Maybe if she heard some of the stuff that kind of influenced your score, like the lyrics and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Probably would have bumped it up a little bit.
Yeah. But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it'll still average out.
Still C+.
Yeah, I think I know my scores will be a little high too, and that's
mine are brother. You're talking to the king of high scores. Come on. But hey, there's a strategy to that. If you know, that's why you
know your audience.
Album.
It's funny.
For me, I'm pretty much right along with you. Backed up a little bit. Songwriting lyrics, I only gave it a 8.46. Repeating a lot of what you said, it's good. Nothing too special. They definitely got bonus points for talking about all the religious stuff, and really like that inward looking aspect to it. Always like it when they're sitting there trying to change themselves for the better and realizing the follies of just going along with what you're raised in without questioning it.
Right.
Should always question everything. Ironically, the person who taught me that, my dad, doesn't question anything anymore, just goes along with Fox News. It's not fun. Musicianship, I gave it an 8.13. Everything you said, copy paste, minus the seeing it live. If I saw them live, especially this album, it'd probably be a whole point higher.
Dude, yeah, I think that is always, because I mean, how many times have I already mentioned it in other shows? About this exact show. It's especially for you.
Quintessential.
Yeah, for you, it would. Oh my God.
This would have been my favorite band back then.
Yeah, this would kick it up.
21
so
Who?
much. Yeah.
No, I totally get it.
Yeah, dude.
Production, I gave it an 8.5. I like that small room sound, especially since they're going for a more retro feel. I feel like they really nailed it. I don't particularly know what could have made it a 10, but the 8.5 is just kind of what I'm feeling. Originality.
There's I agree. There's something about it's not perfect, but I don't know what it is. I can't pick it out, but there's something about it. Yeah.
I'm sure for many people, it probably is perfect.
I think, which one was it? Yeah, Equals. Yeah, that song is the way that the whole album should have sounded as far as the fullness a little bit. Because that song does the huge. I'll play it afterwards, and you'll be like, oh yeah. It's huge, just waves of sound coming at you, but done appropriately. Yeah. Anyways.
Originality 8.4. Pretty much the same exact thing. Same exact thing you said. I know I'm repeating that a lot, but whatever. Yes. And memorability 7.86 is definitely a grower. I liked it more and more. I listened to it. When the first time around, it was just kind of background. Granted, I was driving in a different state, watching for coppers.
Yep.
So, I couldn't really pay attention to it. But in the days since, it grew on me a lot. So, 7.86. So, that brings my total to an 8.27, right smack dab in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
I'm cool with that split.
Yeah, that is a very good split.
I think it'll average out very well. I think it'll average where it belongs.
All right. Ooh, I like where we're at.
Okay. Now, the only thing I need to know, do I need to scroll down on the wall? Is it outside of the top 25?
It is not.
Okay.
It is in the top 25.
It is in the top. Well, that's a good sign. I'll take that.
There's your spoiler.
Yeah, well then, I'll pull it over to the wall. All right.
Okay, where do you think it's going?
Shit. So we have a 9. So 9-1. 827 and the 76 thumb.
Yes.
So, 20.
You think it's the new number 20?
Yep.
So between Dance Gavin Dance and Dirty Heads.
Yep. That's what I'm
You're
going
very close. You're very close. It's actually a new 21.
Oh, fuck. No way.
Yeah.
It's fitting in between.
Yeah. Now, the question is, where? Remember, can equal a number. We can have a tie. Which is, it's going to have to be.
I know, right? I'm gonna do it for Dale. I'm gonna go with the 3.
So 8.33.
Yep.
You are correct. It is 8.33. So,
Hell yeah.
now the question is it better than Discovery?
Oh fuck. Oh fuck, dude.
Which I don't know.
Oh fuck.
That one's a toughie.
That's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Dude,
It's one of the best EDM albums of all time, and the other is Mutemath.
It's just, This is a good like tournament bracket kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. This is a hard
That's
one.
a tough one.
And we only have 2 people here to vote. So we can't really vote.
I know which way Josh is gonna vote.
Mutemath.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave it like as it is then. This is the new number 21.
I'll put it as a new number 20 because it influenced me in a bigger way. I've listened to Discovery more.
Okay. Yeah, because if you know that, I don't know what Tati would go, so we'll go with Josh's. If you know Josh would put it above Daft Punk.
Josh is gonna put it above Daft Punk.
I would probably put Discovery above Odd Soul, personally.
I agree.
It really comes down to you. Which do you think, Odd Soul or Discovery?
I'm gonna say Odd Soul.
Well, then there you go.
Just purely because it influenced me more.
Okay.
As far as a musician, that if I saw Daft Punk live, though, who knows?
Yeah, but you didn't, so that's what it is. So
I got to see this one live, and it was the best one ever.
So the new number 21, right under Dance Gavin Dance and above Daft Punk. That's not too shabby.
God damn. I would accept it. I would still accept it if Daft Punk was above it.
Yeah, like I could go either way.
I'm cool
it is
with
a tie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be upset either way because I totally understand both sides. I think just personally, just because I saw it live, because it did influence me so much, it gets the spot.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be like $300 at minimum when Daft Punk goes on tour. Minimum.
Oh. Well, that comes out on Friday. I'm trying to see what should I pick.
Oh yeah,
It's my
your pick. Yeah,
now.
it's your pick.
I don't know if I should go
Here,
with
did
the
you
new
put
one
it?
or
Did
old
you put it
one.
on the list? Oh, you.
Yeah, it's on
Okay,
there.
there it goes. I didn't have it up,
Oh.
so it didn't update. Okay, there it is.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know because Muse comes out on Friday, but then we'll only have 2 days to listen to it really.
Yeah, it's a little quick.
Let's see. We had that unprocessed band. I'm just looking for the new stuff at first. Unprocessed. That could be fun. Royal Coda. We could go back to all that fun stuff. I think I know what I want. It's the end of summer.
Okay,
I'm feeling
I
a
see.
summer album.
I see what you're looking at.
We're gonna do Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Because the internet.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm
One
cool with
of my
that.
favorite albums
I'm
of
cool
all
with that
time.
one.
I fucking love this. So, is this our first foray to rap? I think it is.
I think real, like actual. Yeah.
On this show?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Well, there we go. Let's do it.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
We're doing Childish. I'm excited. Hell yeah. Now this one could be all 10s for me, I'll be honest.
Really?
I love this fucking album, dude.
I like the album. It's been a long time since I've heard it. I don't remember
When
that
you
much
listen
of it.
to it in the past, did you listen to it all one way through?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, because it is the only way you can.
Yeah.
It's such a good album.
No, we used to. My old roommate was a big fan.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. I just, it's been so long. I haven't.
I saw him peeking at me, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Donald. Yes,
He's glowing.
he's glowing. All right, well, there you go. I hope you liked it. Go make sure, if you did, to sub and follow. Watch Germer D, the new hit show that Brett is producing. The new episode was very good, even better than the other ones.
It really was.
And then, yeah, join us next time. Thanks for following. Thanks for liking. Thanks for hanging out. Brett, you have anything to say?
No.
Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. Okay, sure.
Fair enough. Oh, sure.
Bye.
Get the fuck out of here.